Hello and welcome along to another episode of this FM22 story, The Head Coach with me, Daniel. It's part 20 today and we are back for our second opportunity to win a trophy in this save. But unfortunately, we've got the same opponent, the professional ones, the ones at the top of Welsh football, and one that's probably going to be hard to break down, but it was almost so different. We'll look at that in a moment. We'll also try and get through the Haverfordwest Welsh Cup game as we try and get our priorities on winning a trophy here. And if we can, we'll squeeze in deadline day as well. A director of football with plenty to do. It just depends whether it comes before or after the penny bomb match. We'll have a look at the window so far as well, as one player has already joined the club. So if you're looking forward to all of that and you are enjoying the series, please do chuck a thumbs up on the video. Subscribe down below for daily FM22 content from two long-term stories. We're back on the normal schedule now, so we had our transfer special from Hemel Hempstead yesterday, and that one will continue tomorrow. And this one will be in between every other day at 3:30. We've also got new content from FM22 Mobile this week. Please do check out the first two episodes of that series if you haven't seen it in the eye above. And there's also a link to the Twitch channel. We'll be live there this evening, and it'd be lovely to see you along at 6 PM. But a massive thank you for your support as always. It is greatly appreciated as we go and take a look at the one transfer that's come in already this month. There's not a lot happening at the moment, which is a little bit alarming because we were still one or two short after the summer window. And a few players that were pre-agreed from the youth team, probably most worryingly Aaron Summer, who we said before was a young, good potential right back, have left the club. However, Henry Nash from Barrytown United is a decent replacement at right back and can also cover in the middle. 2-star ability or 2.5, dependent on what you want to see. Up to 4-star potential, which is great, and a decent trainer. Not the finished article yet by any means. 5'10", so can't really cover at centre-half, despite having a decent jumping reach. And maybe not quick enough, physical enough, and certainly not good enough going forward to be a first-choice contender at fullback. But a decent backup at both, and we can't really complain. Played half a season for Barrytown United, had youth spells at both Stoke and York in the English game. He's a good player, and we'll try and get him involved in the squad. But now, though, we've got to have a look at what's been happening on the pitch, because it's largely been much of the same. It's been a really frustrating stint. We did get a little spell of wins after the last episode, 5 in a row in fact, as we played some of the lower opposition in the league. But as soon as we played a tough team in form in the last game, we got beat again. And that's just the fact of where we are at the moment. We're not strong enough to compete consistently. We are still in the mix for second though, and crucially, we've got a cup final today. So all of that is positive. We beat Carnarvon 4-1, the side who I think are bottom again. We'll double check that in a minute. We were 4 up after 50 minutes. Lewis and Roberts with 1, Cassidy with a brace, and a late fight back never really materialised after the consolation goal. Back-to-back 2-0 wins against Port Talbot. The good thing with them coming up and being a local side for us in this division is that we were able to save one of our easier fixtures for back-to-back games over the festive period. So 2 goals for us, separated by a red card. Lewis and Peters, the 2 fullbacks, weirdly popping up with those. And then on New Year's Day in the reverse fixture, it was Roberts and Jones with second-half goals against the same opposition. A 2-0 victory followed against Barrytown United. Same 2, the front 2. Sam Roberts scoring 2 games in a row. Almost felt like falling off my chair. And then a 3-0 win, crucially, in the League Cup semi-final. We wore down Pennybon, and Rio Dyer, Nick Roberts and Yolani Bio all contributed late goals. And that's led to this final today, which could be a massive moment for us if we can get a trophy. We did lose 1-0 to Cardiff Met Uni in the league. It wasn't a great performance. It was a shocking error from Ben Coley between the sticks, which is really starting to annoy me because it's happening with some regularity now. However, we are training for that coaching badge. It's almost done now. Combine that with winning a trophy and with the Manager of the Year award last year, and maybe some of these non-league jobs in England aren't quite so unattainable. I didn't really want to take the Weymouth one, or offer for it I should say. The chances are we wouldn't even be shortlisted because they're 6 points behind their semi-pro, and I just feel we'd be fighting a losing battle. And at the very south of England, it's another one that's hard to get to. I want something a bit more local, a bit more easy. But at the moment, that's just not there. So we'll apply for the odd great opportunity abroad, but we're not getting a look in because we haven't got a coaching badge. So let's go and get into the Welsh League Cup final. It could have been very different because TNS, if we go and look at the semi-finals, beat Bala on penalties. And if we'd drawn Bala, who we beat in the Welsh Cup in the last episode, I think we could have won our first trophy. As it is, It's going to be backs against the wall here. Let's see the team we can put out. Of course, the new signing will not be starting in this match. No way. This is something you guys pointed out in one of the recent episodes, and I didn't have a clue what you meant in the comments, but it's just popped up again. I wanted to draw your attention to the fact that Bio and Agyemang have a good partnership down the right. Agyemang, who left a year and a half ago. I finally understand that comment. I couldn't work it out on the screen, but now I know what you mean. It's just popped up there. So, yes, he's definitely not going to be taking advantage of that partnership today. 800 fans here for the Welsh League Cup final. It's not the biggest trophy in the world, but it's one we'd love to win. I'm looking at the lineup and thinking, where do we strengthen? Because Jacob Lever will come back in. We rested him last time round. Lewis back out to right back. Edwards and him swap sides. In midfield with first choice up front, we're going to go back to Nick Roberts and Sam Jones, who'd scored 2 in 2. On the bench, we're going to get both of those strikers who have been very decent. Yolani Bio for versatility. Reese has to stay there despite not really being fit. I had to take the gamble and get them some under-19 game time. And we'll do the same with Godden at the back as well, because Naylor is just returning from another month-long injury. And he's wanted by other clubs again, including Barrytown United. So that's our lineup for the Welsh League Cup final. There are still lots of good partnerships, despite Agyemang not being here. But with 3 changes made from the defeat of Cardiff Met Uni, we need TNS to have a real off day. And it's 5 changes for the new Saints. They have got quality in the squad. JJ Donnelly earlier in the season came off the bench to get a hat-trick. They've got players like Ashley Eastham on the bench who would just walk into our side, quite frankly. And some of the starters, the likes of Brobble, McManus, Bailey Clements, Keston Davis, the skipper, absolutely top class at this level. So let's just tell the lads to enjoy not having pressure. Let's get through the tunnel interview and let's play the Welsh League Cup final and hope TNS have a really poor day. We'll need to be at our best, mind you. As with just 4 minutes on the clock, TNS with a front post delivery there. Bit of a weird set-piece routine, but it's worked out for them. They almost get the shot away. McManus forced back to Andrews. Couple of last-ditch blocks. Works his way left to Green. He cuts back to Clements, the fullback, but look at the amount of players they've got forward. McManus turns his man. It's oh so easy. Hits the woodwork. And on the rebound, it's cleared away to Roberts. Can we spring our own counter from here? It's Jones wide to the left. Edge has got there. Known for his delivery despite not having much else. Can he find the cross? Gets to the byline, to the back post. Rio Dyer's up. Oh, it's just wide. The added height on the wing made a difference, but it didn't add to the score sheet. Still goalless, lots of shots, but not many on target in this final so far. The rain is teeming down. There's shadows on the pitch, which would suggest the sun might be out too. Where's the rainbow? That's what I want to know. Carey's coming forward to Rio Dyer. We're keeping the ball well here. We're looking a threat. Dyer gets to the byline again. Both strikers in the box. Roberts is one of them. Keston Davis, the skipper, gets it clear. Brobble flicks it on. But we've got the pressure on and we're camped in the TNS half. We need a strong start because physically they've got the advantage late on as Rio Dyer's up at the back post again. Heads over another Charlie Edge cross. We can't afford to waste these. We've matched TNS so far, but they've got added quality. They've got the professional fitness. And they've got the ball again now with Endine. Back to Keston Davis. Into the midfield for Green. Bower to Clements. Another great young player who gets down to the byline. It's cut back to Green. To Clements again. Delivers to the back post. McManus up. Lever does well to win it. But it's only as far as Green again. To Clements. To Green. Keeping the ball nicely. We've got our 2 banks of 4. But they've just beaten it. And Ray O'Sullivan just got between that defensive and midfield line. And he's curled a beauty into the top corner. Ben Coley is doing nothing with that. And with their first shot on target yet again, how many times did we say it in the last episode? TNS have taken the lead. Story of the season yet again. This time, we've actually played well though. Yet we're defending on the right-hand side again with O'Sullivan. Gives it away to Carey. Can we break? We have to get back on terms, you feel, pretty soon. As Jones comes down the left. Holds the ball up well for Charlie Edge. Good play from the target man in fairness. Finds Peters to Carey. Nick Roberts is through the middle. He's beaten his man. Loses Keston Davis. And as well as losing the skipper, the ball loses the keeper. It's a fabulous strike. His 50th goal for Cefn Druids. And Nick Roberts has made it Cefn Druids 1, TNS 1. We are back in this Welsh League Cup final. And on this performance so far, I actually believe, but we've got defending to do from a set piece. Oh, Charlie Edge, you have got Ben Coley out of jail there. Came flying out for a corner. Didn't get within 3 yards of it. It was terrible. But at the break, it's 1-1. We've been very good value for it. And if we can keep the fitness up in the second half, if we can prevent professional v semi-pro becoming an issue, we might have a chance because we played really well. And it's a corner kick for Cefn Druids, nearly an hour on the clock. Rio Dyer's up at the back post. That's the third one of them he's had today. I'm not convinced it was hitting the target, but the keeper did save it. And it remains level. But Scott goes for the big kick early doors. Kane Lewis brings it down at right back. Plays down the line to Dyer. He can take on his man here. It's often been a threat at the back post in the air, but now he's got to do the work with his feet. Finds Kane Lewis to Carey. Over the top towards Dyer. It's really good football. Finds Lewis again. We're all over them at the minute. Lewis gets to the byline. Can he deliver the cross? Roberts at the front post. Davis beats him to it. And McManus flicks on. There's nobody there. Where on earth is the covering defender? Lever's got to be smarter there. That is absolutely scandalous. McManus rounds the keeper. He runs into the net with the ball. Why is Lever not coming across to cover there? Any centre-half with common sense, in fact, any human being with common sense, whether you're meant to be in a certain position or not, if your man's one-on-one on goal, you go and chase him down. You narrow the angle slightly. There was no one making that blindside second run, so he wasn't having to hold to protect against anyone. And he somehow just let him run through mercifully on goal. It's absolutely ridiculous. I cannot believe what I've just witnessed there. After all the hard work, it's getting undone again. And now we're going to have to make changes to chase the game. 20 minutes to go. Jones will be off for Cassidy, who has scored important goals this year. Rio Dyer's knackered on the right, but I can't take him off. Malone will be replaced by Yolani Bayo. And at the back, Kai Edwards. Can I take him off? They've not really got a massive aerial threat, but then Peters is on a yellow. So let's bring on Godden. And then we can really try and push forward. But it's ridiculous defending. It's something that surely no centre-half would do that. If you see a man bearing down on goal, you leave your position and go and chase him. Especially if there's not a second player in there. Lever does head this one away to Roberts. Finds Cassidy. And now this is where it starts to go wrong, isn't it? That little bit of confidence lost with the goal. Then the 5-yard passes like that start going astray. Then we just start to press a little bit slower. They get it a little bit easier on the ball. And it all starts to unravel. It's been such a frustrating season. It's been an average year filled with stupid moments. And I think that's the best way to sum it up. McManus wins that one. Leahy forces a good save from Coley. To be honest, I'm pretty surprised he didn't drop that in his net. But now it's whether the fitness shows, because they're a professional side. They've got the lead. And you would expect them to be right on top. Rio Dyer defends that set piece really well. It's the benefit of having a 6'2" winger. But it's corners, it's an onslaught, and to be honest, TNS are chasing a third here. They smell blood. Andrews gets a free header, it goes over the bar. We need a big 15 minutes. Well, into the final 10. We're chasing the game, we've gone positive. You can see TNS starting to dominate on the stats now. Lots more shots on target and expected goals. And in the end, it's that frustrating position. We get to another cup final. We face the only professional side in the country again, or in the top division. And we're going to have to watch them lift it. But that one was avoidable because we matched them for the first hour. It was only when the second goal went in and we had to chase it that they really pulled away from us. And it was such a stupid goal to concede. We missed loads of chances. We did perform better, but we're not consistent enough. If we did that every week, we'd be second and chasing more trophies. For now though, TNS win the Welsh League Cup. We'll be back in a moment for Haverfordwest, and then if we can, transfer deadline day too. We are back for our Welsh Cup game against Haverfordwest. Of course now, our final chance to win a trophy this year. TNS still in it. They've got a favourable home draw. So I'd imagine, even if we do get to the final, we're probably going to face the same issue. In other bad news, unfortunately, transfer deadline day does not finish till after the Pennybont game. So we're not going to be able to show all of that either. The one good thing that did happen though, we had our recruitment meeting during the week. If I go down a little bit there. And I thought, what am I going to want to recommend? Left back and centre half. And they were the two that Ben Williams had. So he is thinking in the right way. He's just not doing it quick enough. And he's not really doing it that well when it comes to this season. But we'll pass judgment in the next episode when deadline day has passed. For now though, we need to keep our final trophy chance alive. And that is by getting a win in the Welsh Cup. So let's have a look at the lineup. Can we name the same one as last week? I think we can. Because let's be honest. In the Welsh Cup final, we played well. There were some stupid individual bits at the back. And we could do with getting Kai Edwards out, moving Lever to his more natural right side, and then having a really good left centre-half and a good new left back. But you can't teach common sense. That's the unfortunate bit. Only 5 subs again for the cup competition, so I think we'll go Jesse Naylor on for Scott Godden, but the rest of it exactly the same. Let's hope that with an unchanged team, we can get a similar performance and maybe a slightly better result against weaker opposition. 3 changes for Haverfordwest. They have still got a few good players. That Mal Davis at the back has caused problems before. Motrick a decent one. Henry Jones, a lovely creative player. And Fawcett up front has scored against us before too. So a few players that have got a good record against this football club. We have had some disappointing games against Haverfordwest. Of course, don't forget all the way back in Season 1, we were 1 game away from the sack when we played them. We lost, and we still managed to keep our job somehow. So the media were wrong that time. But if they beat us here, it would almost be as much of a hammer blow. Early doors, though, it is a goal kick for the hosts. Headed away by Edwards to Roberts, up to Sam Jones, who's declining so rapidly. Does get a good shot away there, though. Tibbetts tips it wide, and it's a corner kick for Cefn Druids. Can Edge get the delivery right? There's already, 6 players attacking it. Plenty of height in the box, but Tibbetts beats Ray O'Dyer, who was getting up at the back post. It remains 0-0, but the early running's all been ours. However, the last 3 games, where we've had episodes on camera, we've conceded our first shot on target against in all of them, all 3 matches. Are we going to do the same today? Or can we finally start putting some chances to bed? Because again, 6 shots, 3 on target, no goals. And now it's a corner. Don't you dare do it again. It's brought down by Williams. Missed header from Dyer. Back to Motrick. Oh, off the line. Hits the post, dribbles along the line. Kane Lewis gets it away. We were fortunate, but it's still not a shot on target. So it might happen yet. Although they've had one for the first game in ages. The first shot on target from our opponents hasn't gone in. The worrying sign is, though, if we look at the stats overall, they are getting back into the game here. As Snell throws down the left-hand side. Jones loses out to Lewis. Dyer finds Roberts to Sam Jones. Too weak in the tackle. I actually think, I know on paper I thought it was quite a good one as well. Not the position we needed, but looks a good pro. Sam Jones has been one of the worst signings we've ever had. He's been one of the worst trainers every week. He's barely scored goals. He sucked the life out of Cassidy as well. As Fawcett's in. Oh, every time. We are so poor this season at keeping chances out the back of our net. And I know our defence is by far the weakest part of the team. And we can't do anything about it if our director of football doesn't. Other than put in a 5th defender and try and plug gaps. But that would take away our whole attacking threat. And it is really frustrating that when we've got a good centre midfield partnership that can push forward, that can create goals, they're actually trying to protect an awful back 4. The wingers are doing well, the fullbacks are okay, particularly the right back, but we're all over the place. Sam Jones a disappointment, the back 4 a disappointment. And in fact, Jones can come off now because Haverfordwest have got another chance. Into Bassett, free header over the bar. Where is the marking? Where is the marking is the question I want to know the answer to. And I'm going to keep shouting it till I get one. We've had more shots on target. But we've not made it count. And Haverfordwest won't care if they win 1-0. We're going to go positive as we've got a corner kick. Outswinger from Charlie Edge. Jake Cassidy's up. And in off the bottom of the bar. Excellent stuff from the substitute. He'll be back in the first team. But all of our strikers are in such patchy form. It's just impossible to judge what they're like. I'm going to bring on Yolani Bio at right back because we're really struggling with Lewis. And Dyer's knackered as well. Do I take him off? And why is natural fitness so irrelevant this year? Let's get Ian Rees on. We've had 20 shots again and scored 1 goal. It's becoming embarrassing now. It's a theme. It's a problem. As Davis crosses into Fawcett. Oh, you're joking. He's not lost that header. You're a big centre-half. Go and hit it. Absolutely awful. How tall is Fawcett? Don't be 5 foot something. He's 5'9" with a jumping reach of 4. Kai Edwards is a minimum of 5'11". 5'11", jumping reach of 12. Not even close to it. He's ducked out the way. It's pathetic defending. We're out of the Welsh Cup. And in one episode, we've gone from a chance at a trophy, a chance at really starting to progress, back to no signings, no win in the trophy final, and now we're out the Welsh Cup too. We're going to go backwards this season because there's too many little things wrong. And unless by the next episode the director of football has delivered us half a new defence of a higher level, we're in big trouble here. And I don't see how we get another job if we can't even get Cefn Druids to stand out. It's also going to be a hit financially. We get £2.5 grand but lose out on the bigger money later in the tournament. And now we've got to work out where on earth we're going to be back, because we're in big trouble here. The league season has split. We've now lost 3 games in a row, one of them against TNS, but the other 2 disappointing. We're almost at the stage at the end of the window where we've had no sign of a first 11 player coming in. And we're in crisis, to be brutally honest. We're really struggling to get going. So of course, with us being out the cups now, there's not much to chase. If it gets very tense in the race for second, we'll come back in between. But for now, I'm inclined to come back for the final 2 games of the season and just show you if we can survive. We'll, of course, probably be applying for jobs if deadline day doesn't go very well. So I think it's going to be a difficult couple of months here. 3 successive defeats, every trophy opportunity gone. And in the next month, 3 games out of 4 away from home. You put that into all competitions. What's that going to be? 4 in 5 in the league away from home, 6 in 7 in all competitions. And then we've got 3 home games on the back of it where we're probably going to be struggling for confidence. So Ben Williams, if ever there was a time you've got to deliver, it's now. If you're looking forward to finding out and you did enjoy seeing us wallow in the defeat of 2 cup games, please do put a thumbs up on the video. I told you it wasn't going to be plain sailing. Everyone thought it'd be easy after the second year. But my word, it's not proving that way, is it? If you want to stay up to date and find out how we get on, please do subscribe down below and turn that notification bell on. Let me know if you think Ben Williams will solve the problem, and is 2 defenders enough? I'm definitely going to bring Cassidy back in because Jones has been a train wreck of a signing. But on paper, he is still the best striker at the club, and you can't blame me for giving him a go. I'm still having big issues with the fitness. The best player in this save and Hemel in terms of natural fitness is the one that's the most tired in every game. I can't quite work out. Maybe there's just a glitch on it being the opposite way round to what it looks on the attribute. I don't know. Have you guys noticed it as well, or am I just going insane? If you've missed any of the playlists so far, you can find it up in the eye above. There's FM22 mobile content from our series every day for the rest of the week. So check out in the eye above with the first 2 if you've missed them, and keep that notification bell on to stay up to date from tomorrow. But a massive thank you for watching, for following both series as always. It is greatly appreciated. And I'll see you next time for either the final 2 games of the season, something eventful in between, or even a new job or an interview if we manage to sneak one. I doubt it based on that form though. Hopefully Ben Williams delivers on deadline day. I'll see you next time to find out. But thank you for watching, for putting up with my grumpy mood. And by the time we're back, we might have changed it by getting a few victories. I'll see you there.